Hello and welcome to the fourth round of the 2016 PCC Cup Series season here at Carbondale. Starting on the pole is Ian Elias with Brian Gallagher on his outside. Ike Durbin and Andy Lambert make up row number 2. Going further back, there's Hank Jr. Wheat Farmer in 6th place. Good qualifying run for him. It's another good start for him at a speedway. Your championship leader, Nicholas Cordova, starts in 8th place. Barney Ward, the highest of the injured drivers after New York Auto Ring. There's John Jefferson in 12th place. John Jefferson, Barney Ward, and Alex Phillips were all injured in the race at New York last week. Alex Phillips and John Jefferson both suffered grade 2 concussions, and we're not quite sure what the extent of the injuries with Barney Ward are, but currently Matt Brinson's on standby for John Jefferson, Sam Burkhart for Alex Phillips, and Israel Bruce for Barney Ward are all on standby here at the track in case they need to get out of their cars and they're not able to race. However, I think if they make it far enough in without a caution, they won't even need to swap out. All of the drivers were actually cleared to race by PCC medical personnel before the race weekend started. So we'll see what happens there. And on the last row is Duncan Cobb and Ramsey Cockiner, who is over a second behind Duncan Cobb on speed. Now, coming to take the green flag, Ian Elias on the inside with the Kings Island logos on the side of that car, and he takes the green flag. Gets a good jump over Brian Gallagher there in the Pokemon Crystal car this week. And it looks like Elias is going to put a pretty decent gap between himself, Gallagher, and Ike Durbin there on the inside. Ike Durbin making a challenge for second place already, coming through turn number 3, and Ian Elias is going to lead lap number 1. Here's your points leader, Nicholas Cordova. Early on, he qualified pretty well. He qualified in 8th, but he's fallen all the way back to 10th already by lap number 3. He just got passed by Barney Ward there on the inside in the number 15 car. And here is your second place in points, James Hewitt. He is running in 22nd, so not having quite a good run. Looks like Ramsey Cockiner has already lost he's already lost touch with everyone on lap number 5, so it's going to be a long day for Ramsey Cockiner. By lap number 7, the top 3 has clearly broken away from the rest of the field. It looks like it's going to be a 3-car race for the lead all race already. Here's 4th place. This is Lenny Jacobs, winner last week at New York Auto Ring, in the Line-X colors this week, and we've got Andy Lambert having a surprisingly good run in the Lone Pros car right behind him. Another car that's having a surprisingly good run, Ryan Matthews. He's currently in 11th place. He qualified well too. He qualified in 12th place. And his teammate John Jefferson has fallen back a little bit on the start. He was stuck on the outside and he's fallen all the way back to 18th place. He's racing with a concussion right now. He was cleared by the medical officials, but Matt Brinson is on standby here just in case. Speaking of injured drivers, here is the other driver with a grade 2 concussion. This is Alex Phillips, and he is running in 23rd place. He's not having quite as good of a run as John Jefferson, but he's hanging in there. He is hoping to do decently well here today. Oh, looks like the leaders are already catching Ramsey Cockiner, and looks like we got past the lead. Ike Durbin takes the lead away from Ian Elias, using the lapped car of Ramsey Cockiner as a pick as he hits the wall. That car clearly not handling very well as he goes a lap down on lap number 15. Yeah, Scott Wullen, your 5th place car in points, is currently languishing in 35th. He is the slowest of all of his teammates. He's even behind Joe Craig, who is right in front of him and is really not having a good season. Barney Ward really moving up. He's up to 10th place here, and he's running right behind Mark Burt. That's actually a battle for second best rookie in this race right now. Looks like Hank Jr. Wheat Farmer is up a few places on them. Looks like he's in 7th or so. Duncan Cobb is the next victim for the leaders, as he's going to go a lap down here on lap number 23. Duncan Cobb really not having a great run, considering that he was challenging for the lead last time we were here in 2014. Oh, it looks like we've got a smoker on the bottom there. That's Josh Marshall going out of the race. He is going to be the first car out, and we've got 3 wide for the lead here. Ian Elias, Brian Gallagher, and Ike Durbin all challenging for the lead. Oh, Gallagher and Durbin make contact, and Elias goes through and takes the lead. Gallagher to 2nd place. Looks like they've already pulled quite a bit of a gap already on Lenny Jacobs, who's pulled away from Andy Lambert. And we've got a slow car there. I think that's Alina Lazareva who pulled up high. Ben Atkins finally having a decent run. He's up to 20th place. And Ben Atkins is actually last in points right now, believe it or not. Going back, Alina Lazareva, we saw her on the high side, and she's going to make it to the pits. Tire went down on that 59 car, and she's going to get that changed and get back out on the track, although she's going to be a few laps down when she does so. Looks like we got another battle for the lead between Brian Gallagher and Ian Elias, using Dan Ferre as a pick. Looks like Gallagher's going to make the pass here on the front stretch, and he's going to lead that lap. And Dan Ferre and Greg Woodard are not having a good race at all. They're, I believe, 36th and 37th at this point, and they're barely keeping themselves ahead of Jerry Myatt in the 969 car. Nice Cock Racing has not had a good season so far. Alina Lazareva comes out of the pits. She is 3 laps down. Here is Daniel Sharp, who is desperately trying to stay in front of the leaders. He's up to 32nd after running around 35th place for the majority of this race. And unfortunately for him, Brian Gallagher's got quite a bit of a gap now between Ike Durbin using lap cars. But it looks like Daniel Sharp is going to go a lap down here in about a lap or two. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to keep in front of the leaders. Hank Jr. Wheat Farmer is your best performing rookie currently. He is in 7th place. And he is also leading the Rookie of the Year standings over, I believe, Barney Ward and Mark Burt. Barry Juveno also having a fantastic run. He's in 21st. Fantastic by his standards of the season, because he's second to last in points. Candace Bowman is currently the worst Zach Tech Motorsports team car, and she is in 24th. So that team's having a fantastic day so far. Oh, Joe Craig, what are you doing? Joe Craig pushes down on the leader, not wanting to get roughed up or lapped, seemingly. Joe Craig is running in about 30th place right now, so he is not having a great run. He is very low in points as well. I believe he's 38th in points, so this season is not really going his way. He's hoping for a decent run. All 3 of the drivers who had injuries coming into this week are running in the top 20 right now. So they've all really made their way up, and they're doing quite well for themselves. Preston Bell just took over 5th place, excuse me. Frank Azaretto is the next car to go a lap down. He is currently the worst of the 3 ROG Motorsports cars. He is 31st in points, and he's really not had a great season. It sounds like we're hearing from the teams that they're not going to be using their replacement drivers. So Brinson, Bruce, and Burkhart will not have to get into those cars here today, as it looks like Ike Durbin has taken the lead once again away from Brian Gallagher. Those 3 are in a dogfight, and it is fantastic racing up near the front. Here is Gaspar de Souza, who finished 2nd at New York Auto Ring. He is in 8th place right now. And Chris Benson, what to say about Chris Benson? His sponsorship woes have not gotten better. TM1 might be on the hood of that car, but that's because it's a team sponsor, and this is their home race. So things are not looking good for Chris Benson. In fact, I actually think he got in an argument with a teammate earlier this week about performance. Kelly Blackwater having a strong run. She is in 14th place. One of her better runs of the season, as Ike Durbin has broken away from Brian Gallagher and Ian Elias there. He's pulled out quite a decent gap over them. Let's see if he can hold it here, as James Hewitt now is going a lap down on lap number 61. He is in 21st place. So that just tells you the torrid pace that the leaders are setting for the rest of the field here today. Just 2 laps later, by lap 63, the 2's lead has been cut down to nothing. Brian Gallagher has caught up to him, and it looks like he's trying to make a move. Ben Atkins not playing too nice about going a lap down. It looks like Ian Elias also caught up there as well. Greg Woodard, who is currently in the top 10 in points, is having a terrible run. He's back in 38th place, and he was 9th in points coming into this race, and he is certainly not going to leave this race 9th in points. We got a battle for 2nd place as Brian Gallagher takes it over from Ian Elias, who took it from about a lap or 2 ago. Used Dan Ferre as a pick. Louis Ballard has moved up to 8th place. He started kind of back in the field. He started in the teens, but he's slowly picked his way through the field and is up to 8th place now, as Brian Gallagher makes a move for the lead on the inside, and he's going to take it. That's another lead change at the front, lap number 72 of 125, about 60% of the way through this race, as Lenny Jacobs currently still runs 4th. He's 7 seconds back, and Andy Lambert is 13 seconds back. James Hewitt James Hewitt's got a problem. Your second place in points has a problem here on lap number 79. He's going to hold up, I believe that's Jerry Myatt there. Hewitt, you better get to the bottom there, son. Wouldn't want to draw a caution here. We have been caution-free so far. Hewitt would limp his way back to the pits, but he would lose several laps in the process, and that would take him out of contention for a good finish here today. Really tough break for the 155 crew. They had a fantastic start to the season, and looks like Corredovos is going to reap the benefits here today, even though he's about to go a lap down. Corredovos, running in, I believe, 11th or 12th place, is about to go a lap down to the leaders here on lap number 84. And he finally does get lapped there by Brian Gallagher. Looks like Ike Durbin has fallen back to 3rd. Akio Gifu pits from 20th place. I don't think this is a scheduled stop. Nope, I don't think so. He had a tire going down. Right front tire going down on the 466. Good thing he felt it before he brought out a caution. John Jefferson has caught up to a group of cars. He is in 13th place, and it looks like he's going to try and gain on them. Looks like more tire issues here, as Louis Ballard brings his car in from 8th place. So Louis Ballard, a fantastic run going down the drain, as no, it was Cordovas was in 15th, because look here, Kelly Blackwater is now going a lap down because she's in 13th place. So the leaders are catching this group of cars. This group of cars in front of them is 13th through 8th place. So all of these cars now are going to be trapped a lap down. Ian Elias uses Ryan Matthews, who's having a brilliant run. Ryan Matthews running in 12th place currently. 12th or 11th. I believe that's, yeah, 11th place. So the Zactec Motorsports team looked to gain huge amounts of points here today, between Jefferson in 10th there and Matthews in 11th, as Ian Elias continues to lead here. Looks like Brian Gallagher trying to make a move on the inside, as it has been a dogfight up front all day between Durbin, Gallagher, and Elias there, and they are going at it. They are taking the lead back and forth, trading 2nd, 3rd, and the lead. And it is just a fantastic race up front, as Gallagher takes the lead once again. Oh, looks like we're getting heated back here for 5th place. Oh, Bell, what are you doing? You just dumped Andy Lambert into the wall, and that's going to bring out our first caution of the day. A tough break for Andy Lambert. Wait, you're telling me the caution didn't come out? Caution didn't come out. So Andy Lambert gets set back. He's got quite a bit of damage on that car, but he's going to keep going. No caution, apparently. I could have sworn I saw the caution lights come on, but I guess not. James Hewitt is now the fastest car on track due to his pit stop. No, this is the first caution here. Ryan Matthews pinches up into Mark Burt, and looks like Ben Worthington went into the wall as well. A tough break for these guys. They were having great runs. Mark Burt and Ryan Matthews especially on the restart. Brian Gallagher leads the field. We've got Ike Durbin in 2nd place, Ian Elias in 3rd, and Andy Lambert in 4th place. He managed to get around Preston Bell in the pit lane. Oh, Louis Ballard's not playing nice with Alina Lazareva there, as Alina Lazareva goes another lap down. That car is really not fast. Lazareva still having problems with that number 59 car, as Gallagher continues to hold the lead. This is the last car on the lead lap. This is Hank Jr. Wheat Farmer, and he is in 7th place. So that just tells you how fast the leaders have been. We've got just under 20 laps to go. Looks like we've got a move on the inside by Ike Durbin. He's going to take the position and the lead away from Brian Gallagher here, with just 15 laps to go there on the inside. And he's going to take the lead. Looks like Akio Gifu, and we've got a caution. The caution lights are on, and let's see what it's for. Oh, what is going on here? That is a tough break for Dan Ferre and Greg Woodard's out of it. Unfortunately, why were they battling so hard for those positions? This is... Really, that was for like 33rd place, guys. Come on. What the hell? Why are you racing so hard for 33rd? That makes no sense. Come on, guys. They weren't even on the same lap, Dan Ferre and Duncan Cobb, as Ike Durbin pulls out to a fantastic lead. He's got the best teammate in the world, Louis Ballard, right behind him. He is blocking the hell out of Ian Elias and Brian Gallagher there. And look at this gap that he's pulled. Ike Durbin's pulled out quite a big gap over Ian Elias and Brian Gallagher here with just a few laps to go. But Ramsey Cockener's day, horrible day, is going to go so much worse for him. He blows a motor here with just 4 laps to go. He was about 5 or 6 laps down. He's going to pull that car to the inside and try and get out of the way of the leaders, but unfortunately, he didn't quite pull on the apron enough. Caution 3 on lap 119. We would get a restart here with just 3 laps to go. Barry Juveno's good run unfortunately goes sour as he pulls into the pits and would have to retire from the race. Tough break for him. He really needed a good run as we get a restart with 3 laps to go. 3 laps to go between Durbin, Elias, and Gallagher. Gallagher has fallen out. It looks like he's fallen back a bit, so it's going to be between Durbin and Elias here with just a few laps to go. Durbin takes the white flag. Coming around. Actually, no, this is 2 to go. I'm sorry. Durbin, 2 laps to go. Coming around. Going through turn number 2, it looks like Elias is not going to have anything for him. Elias. No, this is the white flag. What am I talking about? I really need to pay attention. And Durbin takes the win here at Carbondale. Excuse me for that. And we had a wreck coming to the finish between Duncan Cobb and Cale Bernfardt Jr. That wasn't even for position either. They were on separate laps. Why are you doing this, Duncan Cobb? Stop wrecking cars that are in front of you. Now, looking at the results. Sorry about forgetting what lap it was. I got really drunk last night, and it's been a long day. Ian Elias in 2nd place, Brian Gallagher in 3rd. Top 3 completely dominated everything here today. Andy Lambert gets a strong 4th place finish, his best finish of the season, in a car that had no rear end, thanks to Preston Bell, who finished 5th. Hank Jr. Wheat Farmer in 6th place. John Jefferson gets a fantastic finish in 7th place. Barbara Burt in 8th. Mark Burt, her teammate, in 9th. Good run for both of them. And Gaspar de Souza rounds out the top 10. Kelly Blackwater misses out 1 spot on kids eating free. So, yeah, sucks for the kids here today. Nicholas Cordova's your points leader coming into this race in 12th place. Alex Phillips gets a good run in 13th place, even though he is concussed. Barney Ward, 14th place. Tom Wilson gets a good run in 15th. Very quiet. Didn't talk about him all day. Tom Wilson in that purple car. Chris Benson's sponsorship woes don't look to be getting any better, but he got a 16th place finish out of the deal, so good for him. Ryan Matthews in 17th. Tom Delgado sneaks up into 18th place after starting really close to the back. Candace Bowman puts all 3 Zactec Motorsports team cars in the top 20, and Ben Atkins gets his, I believe, best finish of the year in 20th place. But I think he's still going to be last in points. And speaking of points, Ike Durbin takes the points lead by 1 point away from Nicholas Corradovos. Gaspar de Souza hangs on to 3rd place with 130. All 3 Paloma Autosport cars are in the top 5. Gaspar de Souza, Ian Elias, and Lenny Jacobs, who unfortunately had to pit from 4th place with 3 to go. He developed a tire rub and had to pit his car, so he finished, I believe, in the mid-20s, 1 lap down. So he unfortunately did not gain as much as the rest of his teammates. Speaking of Lenny Jacobs, he's tied for 5th in points with Brian Gallagher. He gets the tiebreaker because he's run more laps. Preston Bell in 7th place. James Hewitt falls down to 8th place. Scott Wellen had a miserable day today. He finishes in 9th. Hank Jr. Wheat Farmer in 10th place. Tom Delgado hangs on to 11th. Sapphire Anderson had a good run here today. She did absolutely nothing. Actually, no, she didn't have a good run at all. She didn't even finish in the top 20. What am I talking about? But she's still in 12th place. Mark Burton 13th, Alex Phillips in 14th, Andy Lambert, John Jefferson in 16th place. Fantastic showing for him here today. Kelly Blackwater in 17th. Daniel Sharp has been a model of consistency this season, and he is in 18th place in a car that has no business being in the top 30. Tom Wilson in 19th, and Ryan Matthews there in 20th place. That puts 2 Zactec Motorsports team cars in the top 20. Wow. I thought that team was going to get relegated. Speaking of team points, nothing changes between the top 2, Paloma Autosport with 370 and Griffith Motorsports with 344, but from third on down, it's completely different. Manticore Engineering passes Australian Motorsports up to third place, Australian down to fourth. ROG Motorsports jumps up from about 10th place. Zactec Motorsports team, the heights of 6th place. Last week they were last in team standings, now they're 6th. But if you look closely, you'll notice that 6th place is on 245 and 12th place is on 228 points. So one bad run by one car sends you to relegation. All except for Nicecock Racing, who are sitting in last place with 211 points, and it's not looking very good for that team. Well, that's it for this week, and next we'll bring you live coverage for the PCC Truck Series from Nelson Ledges. See you next time.